I am the biggest, I am the largest, I am the greatest, I am the tallest, I am the mightiest African spiritual platform. I am the mother of all spiritual platform. Call me Queen Hadasha. I am Empress Makida. Call me Labraska, African's only sun goddess. I welcome you to another great episode. Today is going to be late because we are going to look at, I don't want to call it predictions, I don't want to call it prophecies, I call them scrolls. We are going to talk about scrolls, and we don't know where they come from, who brings them, and who arranged them. And when I discuss man cram biara about one of our slogans is love, love, and hate, hate. I welcome you, my people. Let's welcome our guest for today. Papa, we welcome you to Revelations.
Thank you very much, Maame Grace.
Great. Today is your first time on this biggest platform. So please kindly pay obeisance to my followers and subscribers. They make this platform the biggest. And then greet them. Special way, if you have anybody you want to greet, it's also possible. And introduce yourself to us.
Viewers, I have been watching this wonderful program, and I want to thank you for your viewership. And I know, being on this platform, I have become one of your people who you will enjoy today. My name is Juno Mamasita, aka the Heavenly Scottish, born as Eric Kwamena Badu Kuma, and in this case, you know, I'm a Fanti from this land. Thank you very much.
You're more about it.
Madasi, Mami.
No.
Heavenly Scottish, no.
Mamasita.
Mamasita. Actually, it's an acronym.
Oh, dear, my auntie, one I'll put you all together.
Yes.
Okay, so the occultist,
the Heavenly Scottish simply means that somebody who is divinely in touch with the heavens, and Scottish simply means that a worshipper of something. But in this case, because it is heavenist, it means somebody who is deeply inclined with the realms of the heavens. So Heavenly Scottish, that's where I got it. And in fact, it used to be the ordained poet because of the things that I do. And when it came to pass, they realized that no, you cannot do this thing unless you are ordained in this particular field to do what you do. And then subsequently, the fourth one that came to pass, the number 4 means complete. And then the Heavenly Scottish dropped in the spirit, and I started using it. So I've been carrying this Heavenly Scottish for some time now, but the stage name is Juno Mamasita.
Acronyms.
Yes.
But baby, I person you dientia obefre so we heavenly occultist.
No, the heavenest cultist.
Heavenest cultist. Dientia obefre heavenest cultist. Dienti na afra wo sa. E dey connection, e dey heaven, and e dey cultist.
It's a sobriquet. What it simply means is that once a heaven is believed to be a place for omo papa, so to speak. So let's say you can be living heaven here on earth if you are living among people and living a good life. You are living in your heaven. But of course, when you transcend into the realm of the spirit, there is a divine separation. So there won't be anything like mist. So that if somebody hates you, you will not be in your jurisdiction where you have the opportunity to hate you, because now love will have to be separated from hate. As you said right in your slogan, love and hate side by side. So the heaven simply means that it's a place meant for people like that. If you are in touch in the realm of the spirit with the heavens, you become a heavenist. The cultist means that somebody who is in worship, is in fellowship with that kind of association.
Who are the people in heaven that one has to get in touch with them? Who are those people?
They are human beings who died on earth, did good things, and they transcended into the realm of the spirit, and they are separated from the evil ones. So you can think of somebody living now who is a very good person, not by our judgment, but the spiritual judgment, who takes off from this place. He goes to that place.
Where is that place? Tell us.
That place is in the realm of the spirit, and it's subjective. So when I tell you it's in the east, you will not believe me. We'll have an argument on that. So spiritual things are only meant for people who are spiritually inclined, and they also understand the things that you are saying, because some of them must be backed with physical evidence for people to know that what you are saying is true, to shut all argument. But in this case, I have none. So I can only say it's a spiritual realm.
So you are saying something you have no evidence about.
When it comes to the things of the spirit, I believe that there must be an evidence when you are making a claim.
Tell us, Ghanaians, how many people are in that? You said it's only the people who are inclined or the people who have that connection. In Ghana, we are 33 million plus.
Yeah.
Tell us how many of us are in connection with what you just said.
All right, for now, I am the only person that you have come to know as the heavenly Scottish. But anybody who believes that he is in touch with heaven and is a good person and he believes that when he dies, he will make it to heaven, he becomes an heavenly Scottish. But for now, I'm branded as the heavenly Scottish.
Do you see where my problem is?
I don't know where your problem
33 is. 33 million people in Ghana.
Yeah.
Now, obika so nunkuwa, what na yana mtiya mi yano. Nipa 33 million ewo Ghana. At some na obeka no. Wose enkrofo na omo ewu na omo wo ho na ye enkrofo omo enya akwanya omo connect no omo na omo beti wasam a wo kan yase
dabi yes ana meka no
mente brofo kan tue
na wo ka say identity from heavenly Scottish and what's the meaning
eno
of
de way ya no awie mi bi sa o say nipa ben na ewo ho na heaven no ewo he na wa kire mu say eno no omo a wo ka wo kire mu a enye nisu ade ntu kire mu a mente yase
yeah
but enkrofo a omo wo sa omo ye connected with those people no omo no omo bete wasama wo kana se
those who are spiritually inclined
na me bisa sa Ghana ha 33 million wadwene mu no nipa ahe na ye incline na wo fi say dia wo kan nei omo bete wase because omo nye incline no omo nti ase fair enough we understand you
yeah
but we are inclined nti say we incline na wo kwa wona wo hu say few people so are incline na wo be hu eno na me pese me hu 33 million people in Ghana
yeah.
How many are inclined that whatever you are going to say will resonate with them? How many?
If you're asking me for figures, that one it will be very controversial. But
okay, you mentioned three people that you know that they are inclined and they will understand your words.
Okay, in relation to my scrolls that we're about to discuss, anybody who has any association with me, who is very close to me, who has followed my works and all those things, they are very inclined to understand some of the things that I say.
They are unkwa waka no mo te achese se ye ni nipa bi a omo de omo nte omo nya ne waka na omo be connected with, but ukwa wa unhu nipa bi a wo ho.
It's quite evidential, it's related, so it's not like I'm saying something that you cannot relate. So if it has to do with this,
we are not talking about your topic yet.
Yeah.
We want to know where you are coming from.
Okay.
So it's not about connecting with your words. We are not doubting you for you to give us any evidence yet.
Yeah.
What we are saying is this.
Yeah.
We are 33 million people in Ghana.
Yeah.
What you are going to discuss with us is only those who are inclined, who will understand you.
Yes.
Your own words.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, how long have you been practicing this?
Well, this is not a kind of something that you practice, you live it. It's
okay,
a life.
How long have you been living this?
Ever since I was born.
Okay, so most definitely your encounters, you will see 2-3 people, 33 million people. It's never possible say the whole Ghana most definitely ube shie binumo. So give us 3 people you feel that without your scrolls and your poet, anything you are saying here, they are in connection with it.
3 people.
3 people.
They are in connection with it. I should say my family, my wife.
There's a moment I didn't abusinya say. Abusinya, also the family name. Now you know so the oba be na di adanse etia. When I have a problem, no, 33 million people. You've had an opportunity to connect with people of heaven, and you receive scrolls from them. Yeah. And you didn't see any Ghanaian apart from your wife and your children.
In the realm of the spirit, they are spiritual people. In the realm of the spirit. But when you come into the flesh, I see you, you see me.
So who are the people you see there and you see them here? Because you are not a spiritual.
But is it not possible? Is it not possible that you can have a spiritual encounter with somebody in the realm of the spirit, that you can have discussion with the person, that the person will never even know that you had that discussion with him?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You are one of us. Okay. But you are able to assess the spiritual.
Let's come back to. Let's reduce it to even the realm of dreams. I think you'll be having dreams.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think people around who can relate to this, like you dream, and then you meet somebody you have never met before, right? And then when you come into the flesh, you are like, I've met this person somewhere. But then if you tell the person doesn't believe you because he wasn't in your dream.
I understand that.
So perfectly. In this case, if you come and mention the person's name that, oh, I've seen you in my dream before, so I think we are friends, the person will be looking at you in a very
That's a different way. Thing.
Yeah.
But are you saying you,
so
you go into the realms of the spirit? You are aware of yourself. Like, let's use the word consciously.
Yeah.
You go there and then you download your screws and bring them here. Am I correct?
No, that's not how it is given unless we go there. So if you go to that discussion, that
so the whole Ghana, it's only you who go there. Nobody knows anybody.
It's a spiritual inclination. It's not like you troop there. It is given. If it's not given, it cannot be taken. It must be given.
So how many people have received apart from you?
Oh, I can't speak for other people. People are. I mean, if it's not today, nobody would have even known that.
Are you
on
saying
the platform.
Assessing the realms of the spirit and not? Are you saying that assessing spiritual realm is about individual affair? Is that what you are saying?
Oh yeah, it's subjective. It's subjective. But you can also join an association where you can be incorporated to what they believe, and you can, that aspect is there, right? But when it comes to deep spirituality, it's subjective. It's an individual encounter.
So the scrolls you receive, according to you, who gives them to you?
It comes from the realm of the spirit, so I should say God.
Which God?
The creator of heaven and earth.
Which is?
Which is Jehovah Elohim.
Jehovah Elohim.
Yes.
Is the creator of this universe.
Heaven and earth.
Heaven and earth.
Yes. By my faith.
What is your faith?
My faith simply means what I believe in.
And what do you believe in?
I believe in the name that I just mentioned to you.
Which name?
Jehovah Elohim.
So you are making him
the creator of heaven and earth.
So you are making him the creator of this universe by force, or you are convinced in your spirit. What are your evidences?
First of all, when it comes to issues of faith, like I said, it's subjective. As we speak now, I don't know what our viewers also believe in, right? But my faith can only be related to somebody who is also inclined with my faith. So in this case, the person is like, oh, okay. But if my faith is not inclined with somebody, he will say, oh, this person, what he's saying, respectfully, may be fallacy. Which is why, if what we are saying is the truth, it must be quite evidential. So if we come back to the scroll, you will see that even though it is revelational, it is also evidential. So there won't be any argument against it.
What I even told, I even asked you, has got nothing to do with. What I'm saying is that because of your belief, anything I will say Elohim, Jehovah, and he created this universe, or you don't know, you're supreme beyond, or you're the source. Is it because of your belief, or you are convinced? That's the question.
It's a self-conviction, and it is written in the Bible also that Jehovah Elohim created heaven.
Are you
and
a
earth.
Christian?
Yes, I am.
Where do you belong? Orthodox, any charismatic?
Charismatic.
And I will believe in.
Yes, I'm with the charismatic church.
Okay, let's end it there. So it's normal for you to believe that Elohim created this
heaven
whole
and earth.
Universe.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave it there. So you are saying Elohim is the one that gives you these scrolls.
Yes.
What is the purpose of this scroll? Is it for the whole world or for particular people?
Thank you for this particular question. The scrolls are given because of a major scroll that has been given to me, which is called the 10 Commandments of Lucifer. The 10 Commandments of Lucifer. I believe you have heard the 10 Commandments before. The same way we have the 10 Commandments, the same way we have the 10 Commandments. Now, that scroll has been given to me. It is for the people of the world. It's for everybody to know what is fighting against the 10 Commandments. So then, if I come to you and I tell you that I have received scroll from God, how do you believe me then? So there must be a sign. Hence, the 4 poetic scroll. The 5th one is a classified document one because it's like an extra one because the revelation has not been shut yet. That door is still open. So that is the which in due course it will come to pass.
So commandment and commandment.
Yes, commandment.
Is your commandment in the Bible?
Yes, they are all in the Bible, but they are not as like you open a chapter and you see there, but they are all there. They are all there.
Where?
So when you talk about the 10 Commandments, before we talk about the 10 Commandments, I'm a poet. I coin in words. The commandment itself is not a word that is found in any dictionary. That is the work of a poet. They are creators. They coin words. They are makers of words.
What I want us to understand is this. Yeah. You are saying that the 10 Commandments, would you receive the 10 Commandments?
Yeah.
Fight the 10 Commandments. Am I correct?
The 10 Commandments is the one that fights against the 10 Commandments.
Exactly my point.
Yes.
So the 10
Commandments.
Yes. So the
flesh.
10 Commandments is clearly in the Bible,
Yeah.
and everybody is aware of it. So what I want to understand is that the other 10, me fan is onyame 10 no Bible mu ye ina ye nim. Into the other 10 bron some 10 na wo receive no.
Yeah.
E Bible no mu ana una wo see ewom all over, but ngu baby baako. Mention 3 of it and quote it from the Bible for us to see.
Oh, for example,
some commandments.
For example, if you talk about greed is in the Bible. If you look at clearly what Elisha's servant, the name, Elisha's servant, that was Elisha told one great king to go and dip himself in a particular river, and then he will be healed of leprosy. When that was done, he decided to give
the pool of Bethesda.
Precisely. And so after that episode, he decided to give the prophet something. The prophet said, I need nothing from you. But behind closed doors,
Gehazi went for
precisely.
it.
That's the spirit of greed, right? We have lust. We have sensuality. These are the 10 Commandments.
Okay,
so I can mention all.
If these are the 10 Commandments and it's already in the Bible, why then are you receiving something else and telling us? Why don't you read the one in the Bible and tell us? Because according to the Bible, do not add and do not subtract. So why are you telling us what you are receiving instead of telling us the Bible? Are you not adding? We want to know if it's in the Bible. Why are we not using the ones in the Bible, but you have to receive a special something from somewhere to come and tell us? Why is it so?
All right. It is so because, you know, when you talk about the 10 Commandments itself, it's an unheard word. And once it's an unheard word, there is a need for it to come so that you know that these commandments are the things that are fighting the flesh. You are asking for scriptural evidence, then if it is last, it is quoted from the Bible. But as the question, if I do understand it, if you are looking for the 10 Commandments as it was given to me in the Bible, it is not in there like that. But then the commandments are all scriptural, if you like, negative things that Satan used to fight the flesh. And so when you go back to the Garden of Eden, if I should take you to the Garden of Eden, and in fact the 10 Commandments, there's a movie that will be shortly coming out from that, just like the way
from who you are writing the movie.
Yes.
So we are not going to take it. It's not coming from heaven. Now teach us what you have. We don't want to depend on the movie.
So from the very day man fell in the Garden of Eden, he fell into the flesh. And the very day he fell into the flesh, automatically the lust of the flesh was activated. The greed of the flesh was activated. Now there are 10. 10 simply means remains. It is 10. It's always 10 because 10 means remains. What was remain in the flesh? And that in a way is a multiplication of all other sins. Because there is nobody in his right frame of mind who doesn't know that to cheat, let me make it, there's nobody who knows that killing a fellow human being is not a good thing. But why is it that God will have to instruct man not to do that? In order for you to come into that knowledge that it has been given, and so it will be judged. If you don't know, now you know. But there's nobody, even without the 10 Commandments, no human being on earth can say killing somebody is a good thing to do.
So the 10 Commandments is what makes killing somebody a bad person. Is that correct?
No, that makes it a law. It can be judged now. Because
it
without...
can be judged now?
Yes.
So who will judge God by killing his own son? Who will judge him?
There was a resurrection.
From where?
There was a resurrection.
Where?
So which son was killed then?
I'm asking you.
Yes, so I asked your question. You answered your question.
I answered my question.
No, I answered your question by saying that there was a resurrection.
But there was
a killing of a son. And there was a resurrection.
I'm asking a very simple. Was there a killing?
You asked the question that there was a killing, and I said there was a resurrection.
You said it is in the commandments.
No, you raised an issue of why did God kill his own son?
It's because of your submission. You said that if killing is not even in the commandment,
yes,
and can who say we are defile law, no? Am I not correct? That's what you said.
That means there won't be any judgment for that.
And I mean, yes. Will say, until so be nipa law, no, what defile law, until there will be judgment.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes, sure.
And I maybe say, until say killing your bonny dear. I didn't think na nyankopon we kum neba. And I would say there was a resurrection.
Yeah.
And I maybe was there killing.
Of course, there was a killing.
And so baby Kuma be no to me and the day and the undefiled law nana.
Well, let me answer
law
this
no
way.
one can say Kuma be na unyane na a law see me Kumobi. So be Kumobi no to me and the day or no the person is not against the law na.
He came purposefully to die.
I didn't know
that. And to be resurrected.
I didn't know that. Obi ne kunu. So I'm asking you, senti nyankopon so what defile mrana na.
Let's come.
Say yes, sir. So obi kumo obi no nyane na. Ono do you free from the law na.
You defile something by not, if you like, mending something that you have broken. So, like, let's come back to the evidence that I'm talking about. Before the death came, there was a knowledge of it, and there was a knowledge that the person will be resurrected. The person spoke the truth and acted upon the truth, and it was established. So then you can build your faith on what was said, what was done, and the final outcome. So there's a clear distinction between that. So if somebody else can also say that I'm bringing another son, I'm going to kill him for the world, and I'm going to resurrect him, then we'll be having many Jesus Christ. But ever since that event happened, there hasn't been anything of that sort.
Let's leave this, because if we decide to get into this, we won't go into your topic.
I'm deeply grateful.
Because you want me to stop?
No, you said you want us to move on.
Then why are you deeply grateful?
So we can move on to...
You don't want to do what I'm doing. You want to move on.
No, we still can be there if you want us to talk about that.
The way you were in a rush being grateful to me.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I receive your gratefulness.
Then let me take back my gratefulness.
You are watching the biggest and the largest. But the only one topic you watch it. Yes, I Lau. And yes, I did same basin to put a million the topic no. The topic in here, the political screw. The political screw is what we are going to discuss. Please define political and also define a screw.
All right. Screw. Political is something that is connected to the general public, that is also related to the economy, so that whatever decision that is taken is said to be political insofar as it is coming from a set of group that in a way are for the people or they are against the people. Now when you talk about screw, you are talking about screw, ordinarily speaking, is a form of if you have a material like a skin of an animal that has an inscription on it, it's called a screw. Now in our time we call it a book. So knowledge are kept in books, but in those days they are written in screws. Now the way I receive my revelations are kept in the screw, hence political screw. So they are knowledges open to me that is in relation to politics, so to speak, because politics affect everyone, and it is a topic that you cannot say you don't really care about that. So that in a way will give a broad sense in relation to what backs the Ten Commandments itself, because it has to be something that is broad, that can be reduced to something small to make sense.
Okay, so then I say, and then you have any book, I don't have any book, and I have any screws. So I would say knowledge is kept in screws by then.
The word is not obsolete yet, so screw is also allowed.
I'm not saying say a trem, but I want to watch them and you want coming meaning and memory. I'm not here memory any kabuke. Now I screws. Are you trying to say
there's a difference between a book and a screw?
One how can you?
Yeah.
Mean
Yeah.
Anyway, that's your topic. Yeah. Please take us through.
Anyway, so the 4 poetic scrolls that you now call it the political scrolls. These are scrolls that are given to me. Normally, the earliest one that I have received...
also given to me by Jehovah Jireh.
Given to me by Jehovah Elohim. Thank you for that one.
I added, so we know.
Now, these scrolls captures the events that will unfold in each general election. So the first one that I ever received was given to me in the year 2008. And the title of the scroll was The Archpriest Political Interference. Now this Archpriest Political Interference captured even the runoff in the scroll. It is out there to general public. Now if you look at the scroll itself, the title itself is deep and metaphorical. Now, the act political interference, you may be thinking that there was, if you like, a fetish priest that interceded on behalf of somebody. But the act priest over there was rather talking about the EC, where Afarijan, if you remember the 2008 general election, Afarijan had to step in to make sure that the election goes into a runoff. And then there was another runoff in the runoff, right? That is to say that after the runoff, there was a small place that they had to go there to make sure that the election is also run there before the final declaration was done. So if you look at it, he was the one that stepped in to make sure that sanity prevailed in our general election, because the 2008 general election, if you remember, was something that was very contentious.
Was he in the screw?
As in the name, the EC.
Yes.
Yes, that is the metaphorical statement I'm making with the act priest political interference. So in the realm of the spirit, if you are relating it in the flesh, the EC becomes the one who is referred to as the act priest who interfered with our election, just to make sure that.
Continue. Tell us what. Tell us from 2028. It says since you are with the election who screws now, one the Bible heaven who screws are who Christo near one a destination with the ODJ elections, no problem. But coronavirus about our mouse screws. No, Ebola about our mouse screws. What the any political issue we accept. Bibia Yemaye, Bibia to me coming from you. Maybe tomorrow we'll have somebody on also receiving the what screws. No problem. But work at 2018, right?
2028, 2008.
2008, the end of Wakano.
Yeah.
We see our public almost.
Yeah.
Into Fabre, na yembedruha. Yembedru the HM, na yembeshafa, the current one. Here.
Okay, so now let's go to the 2012 to the 2012 screw was titled "He Got the Nod to Continue." Now, John Mahama was already the president when Atamil's died. He was incorporated. He was, if you like, by law, he was made the next president just about 6 months before the election. And so he got the nod to continue. The title even tells you that it's suggestive of the fact that he will be given the nod to actually continue. That also captured the aspect where one of the candidates headed to the court. It's in there. It is written. It's text, black and white there like that. So it's also in the public, in general public domain. Then we come to 2016. 2016, the title of the scroll was "Incredible Victory." There was a landslide victory for the other political party. Now, what amazes me about the scroll is that I captured something like there was a 61% was written on the board. And most of the people who read the scroll was like, there's never been in the history of our Ghanaian politics where a political party has won our election with that margin of 61%, not even Rawlings. So when you say 60%, what do you clearly mean? Now, the scroll comes to what we call the memorable relation. Memorable relation simply means that there are things that the scroll captures in the realm of the spirit that must be related to something in the flesh to make sense. Now, sometimes they are given to me after the event, then I can relate it. So 61% written on a board. It didn't say 60% will be the percentage for the person who wins it, but it was a 61%.
This is past. So when you say
this one is Nanado who won the election, the general election.
Those who are now watching,
yes,
focus, yes, I can remember.
All right, so 61% was written on the board, and so what is the memorable relation to this one? Then
Yahweh came to reveal all this.
Yes. Now we had 10 regions, if you remember. Now it is 16 or more. I don't know if. But I'm talking about the 10 regions we used to have then, right? The 10 regions we used to have there. So then the 61% was playing like this. Nanado won 6 of the regions, 6 of the 10 regions, plus there was a postponement in one of the constituencies, which is called the Jaman North constituency. Apparently, election was taken over the next day, which he won that one in addition to that. So the 6 regions that he won gives us the 60%, plus the one is the separate election that was carried out in the German constituency, which Nanado also won in addition to the 60. Hence, the 61% written on the board is so deep that you cannot have any memorable relation to it unless the event happens and then it is related. Because even when it is related before the event, you still not get it until the event happens. So the scroll itself, in a way, sometimes I'm kept at bay from it. You have received it, you have written it, but you have also become a spectator. You are watching the outcome of things. So it is not all the time some of the things that are captured that I can humanly explain it until the event happens. So what it is, if A is winning, A is winning. But the details of it, sometimes I have to wait for the event to happen so that I can relate it. So that is 2016.
Okay.
That is the incredible victory.
Okay.
I just finished that.
Now Badu 2020.
Then the 2020, that was a very excellent scroll. And that even made me the GMMMOS. That's Grandmaster Maker of Scrolls. That is somebody who never fought us. Who
gave you that title?
It comes in the realm of the spirit. It's
an a realm of the spirit.
Yes. Yes. And so I received. Okay.
You are watching the biggest. Baby, I make you know that.
So yes, the 2020 scroll. The title of the scroll was Unexpected Disappointment. Unexpected disappointment.
Sir?
Yes, unexpected disappointment. Now, let's be frank with ourselves. NDC lost the election, but they were not disappointed. NPP was a political party that was disappointed in 2020. Why? Because they didn't get the Speaker of Parliament and they didn't get a majority in Parliament. They only have to rely on a party folk who had apparently gone independent, stood as an independent candidate to be part of them so that they can get the majority. But so now we call them the majority caucus. But in actual fact, as a political party, they don't hold the majority in Parliament. The other law and other things will come in. That's not what I'm talking about. So that also was captured beautifully here, to my own amazement. So that was unexpected disappointment, beautifully captured. In everything that you saw happening was captured here. Now we are coming to the 2024.
I'm interested.
Yes.
Suffer that place. Let's go.
The 2024 scroll is titled His Obvious Room Pronouncement. His obvious room pronouncement. But here is the case. We have two candidates that one has been president before, the other has not been president before. So to say that his obvious room pronouncement is not related to making somebody, yes, do you get it?
So men worry, don't mind me.
All right, his obvious room pronouncement. I don't know what you want to hear about his obvious room pronouncement.
Don't worry, would you tell us you receive scrolls? We are here to listen.
Yes.
You receive them for us, or isn't it?
Yes.
So
his obvious room pronouncement in 8, Mama proclaimed that he has won the general election. And apparently when I came outside to watch, there was a massive jubilation among the people of Ghana. So when I entered in again, I said, yes, I've seen a massive jubilation going out there. What is it about? Then he said, the grapevine that you heard is really true. I won the election by a 40% gap. Now, there again, I've explained something to you. That 40% gap, if you ask me today to give you a memorable relation, it will be very difficult for me. So what you do as a maker of scroll is that when it is given to you, you don't edit, you don't add, you don't subtract. Because if you don't take time, you'll be disgraced by what you claim you have written. And you can't even own it. Because by taking something out, you lessen the scroll. And by adding, you also floor the screw. So that is how the 2024 election was screwed. And I have it here. I can even read you all.
If I tell you have not received anything, would you believe me? Because if you have received something that is for us, it's not for you. You didn't write it to edit anything. And you didn't write it to add anything.
Yes.
And this is Jehovah talking.
Yes.
Why would you be disgraced if you tell us? Now say incidents in and then what is the essence? You get me?
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
The point I'm making here is that in the scroll, it was written like this. Let me read it from the way it has been captured here. he said, and I want to quote, he said, thus, in the room we both were, Mama said unto me, the rumor you hear from the outside is thus true. Lo, I tell you, the result was an obvious gap of a 40%, but I just couldn't make any sense from this figure, and also didn't bother to grasp what he meant by that, because the wind interested me more than his claim.
Who is talking?
Here is a dialogue. Mama was telling me this, and
telling you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I was interested in the wind more than the claim of obvious gap of the 40%, because I couldn't make sense when he said that to me, and so it didn't really matter to me. But like I'm saying, if you ask me what does the 40% in this place represent, I can say all sorts of things subjectively. But at the end of the day, if the election happens and I'm open to a deeper explanation, what I have said now will be flawed. So there is always a memorable relation that is given after the event, which explains everything beautifully. Yes.
But now you are telling us Mahama was talking to you. So which is which? Where do we place this?
This is quite revelation. I have never met Mama before. So if you go and stand in front of Mama and say that this gentleman has met you before.
We are not doing that.
I'm explaining. I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. So where did I meet him? It's in the realm of the spirit.
Don't say you don't know him.
Yes.
He's been our president before. Even the child that is born last year know Mahama.
Oh, when I say I don't know him, I'm talking about a personal relationship.
So that's what I want to understand.
Yes.
Now, the Jehovah God is giving you a scroll for a nation.
Yeah.
And in that scroll, someone is communicating to you.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense to me. So make us who connection, you know, why Jehovah was not giving you visions for Mahama to appear in the vision and say something. Jehovah was giving you a scroll.
Yeah.
So how come Mahama is talking to you in that same scroll?
In that same scroll.
Yes.
Now let me explain how the scroll is given, then you understand. Okay, so let's say I'm sitting here like this. Then in my quiet moment when I'm off, when I say I am off, let's say I go into sleep, then a different scene is activated before me. When that scene is activated before me, the scroll that I just spoke about is unfolded. It's rolled like this, so it's unfolded. So you watch the things in it like a movie. Now when it is done, the scroll comes to it fold back. Then you either hear a gentle tap or you come back to the realm of the physical. As at the time I close my eyes, the things that I'm seeing in this side is not real. I'm seeing things that other people don't see. So to them it's not real. But then when I come back to this side of the world, things that I see here now become real to me. In order for people to believe that I've seen something and I'm bringing it back, I'm asked to document it so that you don't become a liar. When you document it and you put it out there, and it happens the same way you have captured it, then what you saw was not fantasy. It wasn't something that you actually imagined it from your own thoughts. So that is how the scroll is given. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
So the scroll was just opened.
Yes. Then you capture the visions in the scroll.
Writings. Let's use the word written.
It's not writings. It is a vision. It's like you are watching a movie. So after you are done, mind you, I am a poet. I'm a maker of scroll. So when I watch it, I write it. I put it into words.
Papa, to boss na me yenti ade we ase what?
Yeah.
To see political scrolls and your political vision.
Yeah.
And I hear discuss.
Yeah.
And you've made it clear how the scroll even looks like.
Yeah.
So you are now saying something else, that when the scroll is open, it plays like a movie.
Yeah.
Not writing.
Yes.
Am I correct?
You are very correct.
Now you just go off and the scroll is open. The big show. Bang. Yeah. Then you see the whatever you need to watch in there.
Yeah.
You watch and then the scroll closes again.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
You didn't see any hand. You didn't see anybody. You just saw the scroll opening.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
So how then are you attributing this vision to Yahweh that he gave it to you? How?
Good. In the scroll that I see as visions, right? Mind you, you have not lost your thoughts. You have not lost your mind.
Consciously, you are seeing a vision.
Precisely. So you are in that consciousness and you are hearing a voice that is speaking to you, that I have shown you the scroll. So now, write it.
Obonidi.
Yes.
Obonidi.
Yes.
So let's assume, you've gone.
So it is captured in the scroll, in his name.
That Yahweh.
Some parts of some elements of the scroll do capture where the scroll is coming from.
We understand you perfectly. So, who know how this thing is figured out.
Yeah.
So tell us. Let's assume, you are seeing a scroll.
Yeah.
Tell us the process.
The process. The process is what I just said. It's.
I want you to be like you are seeing a scroll. Now you go off, the scroll opens and it starts. I am Maame Grace.
Okay, there's a documentary on that. I think I forwarded it to your producer.
Don't worry.
There's a document.
So let's say forward it to our producer.
Okay.
400,000 people are watching us.
Okay.
Nobody can go to the producer.
Okay.
Okay. We are here today. We are you see the things that are here.
Yeah.
All these cameras and everything here is because of you.
Yes.
We want to hear. So you just go into trance and tell us how you see I am Maame Grace. I am the biggest, I am the largest. And I'm writing or is showing today. Somebody will go to Papa Mr. Ate's house and form. It has happened live. Mm-hmm. We want you to tell us that.
All right, so it happens like this. Mm-hmm. Normally, it comes early in the morning around 4 to 5. The earliest one that has been given to me is around 3 o'clock. This particular one came very early. 2024? Yes, came very early.
About fast?
Yes. 2016, I received the scroll 2 years before the election. The 2024 too, I received this particular scroll 2 years before the election. The others were later. The 2028 like that, I received it, let's say 3 months before the election. The 2012, I received it after Atamels died, right? So there's a timing to that. So now, in the morning, the time I gave you, right, in my sleep, right, and then there is a flip. Like, you know, when you sleep and you have not dreamt, you don't remember anything. But when you sleep and you dream, you are able to capture the dream and say, hey, I dreamt this and this and this. So when the scroll comes, right, I am put into that consciousness to know that the hour has come. So I don't determine the hour that the scroll must be given.
That's right. All right. We want to know how they appear.
So when the scroll comes, it is given to me in the way of like the scroll that I just described, right, will be opened before me, my sight, my view, right? Then I'll capture the happening events in the scroll. The happening events in the scroll. Then when the events are done, the scroll folds itself back.
The event, tell us how it is. I mean, you get it. The question, you are not getting straight to the question.
Okay, let me give you the example with the 2008 election. The 2008 election.
Recent issue, past glory, dear past glory. Obi okita past glory will be all for so and so. Okay. We want the current one, so we work on it sharp so that we don't get ourselves into.
So the screen was like this when it was open. The screen was like that. It was early in the morning. I'm now giving you the visual representation of what was in there. So it was. There was the first part, which was in the evening. In the evening, around let's say 6 o'clock, 7 there, in the evening, where I was in a room with one of the incumbent known faces, and I was having a conversation with him in the room.
Presidency now cannot parliamentarians.
This one is not a parliamentarian, neither is it a minister. I'm talking about the person I was in the room with him, who is affiliated to one of the major political parties. So there can be a general secretary.
What's the incumbent?
Yes, the incumbent. This is the NPP government.
And I mean, bisa was say, intino a minister and our president. because oka incumbent what can asem kese all the ministers now almost
I use the word incumbent for you to know that if you're a minister or you're a general secretary or you are affiliated to the incumbent, you are all the incumbents. So when you say incumbent,
so
you're talking about the political party that is in power, which is this one, the one in power now, the NPP.
The NPP, I'm coming. The incumbent now, you know, say a vision now. This is not your making.
Yeah.
So mention the person and let's keep going.
The name of the person,
because this is a vision. You are not predicting anything. And a Jehovah show you can't put words in the mouth. Wow, can correct. So want to me if I be in count, want to me soon you be. So give us the raw vision. Everybody is watching, so we see.
Yes. I'm coming. I'm the master of the screw. So the things that I say, I own it. You are not only interested in throwing out things there just to create unnecessary controversy, but it must be relatable, sensible, and accurate. So coming back to it, the name of the person that I was in the room with it was not permitted to be written, but the other names in there are captured. So then if you ask me to go on, I'll go on from there. So this person, I was having a conversation with him, and then I perceived that he represented the whole party, afraid to lose the election, but he was hiding it. It was a perception that was given to me in there. So then he told me that they are not going to lose the election. They are never going to give in. So I shouldn't think that they are going to lose the election. Shortly after I engaged him, then he went out. Now the person who came out from the rain, it was in the evening, who came out from the rain was Mahama. You see, I've mentioned the name. Now when he came in the room, right, and then he took off his raincoat, which was halfly wet, then I asked him, when you entered, I've heard some loud noise from outside with a shout. What is happening in there? So I have to open the door back. Then the noise became even louder. Then he said, the grapevine you are hearing out there, captured in the school, is true. I have won the general election. Hence the shout. So whatever you are hearing out there, I am coming outside to inside. So believe me when I tell you, hence his obvious room pronouncement. So now you can relate the title to it.
Abusia, nobody is, you know, this thing. Wow, which I bet me, I bet translated this vision, you know, the platform is open. Because I said you're not I'm quanchen. Meaning so be bet me this, so me cram to me, but me parts, into na of you rain, move out, baby raincoat.
Very happy, very excited man. And so subsequently, a perception was given to me to know that most people were worried about his victory because they were thinking of a man who is full of revenge. But in the scroll, what was given to me was that this time he made sure that his party faithful, the people that probably he never listened to them, now he paid heed to them when he was given the opportunity to come and rule back. So the scroll has been quite. So the scroll has been quite.
When he was given opportunity to come and rule back, guys, and the whole platform you so we're getting vibe, no? Are you not getting the vibe? Continue.
And so clearly, some of these things that I say here can only be authenticated when the events take place. But for now, it is open and subject to any form of debate. But as credible as the scrolls have been since 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, if you fight the scroll, you are likely
nobody
to be
is fighting any scroll. We just
not for you, but for anybody who says that, oh, what he's saying he doesn't know.
Oh,
of course, I cannot.
Why are you looking for evidence? Nobody would say.
Oh, I've had some people from other side when the scroll is not in favor of them. They say, oh, rubbish the scroll. Is this, and that is.
One point. Why in favor this is here? Another point that.
The names that I mentioned, and he claiming that he has won, and all those things have I not been, and all the schools has also been very clear. I've been quite straightforward. This is why the evidence is there since 2008, 2012,
we are not talking about evidence. We want to
2016.
get the matter straight to the point. That's all, simple.
But that, for example, if you belong to any political party in Ghana, you believe your party is going to win. So it's a claim. But this one is not a claim.
It's a scroll.
It's authentic.
That's what I'm saying.
So me fa bi anko wan bibia maka
mo ai sika no mo fa bi mbreme say mo hu level nti mo de mo hwe na nya sika mo fa bi mbreme na me studio no. I want to have the biggest studio in Africa. Me, everything is big for me. I want to have the biggest. Mo fa say mo hu level t-shirt mo tete to mo 50-50. Mo de mo ma mo din bra history book no na mo fa sika na aka na me. I'm setting up a beautiful studio. Enye obi amunya no kwan na mo be yi sika ni bia ma no. But let me ask this. So this Yahweh man, is he watching Ghana?
Yes, he has interest in the happenings in the world. And I consider Ghana to be a very religious country.
I saw that. What the Yembraha men call world?
Yeah.
Men call world.
Yeah.
And Yana when we say Arab Emirate for or more creative rains.
Yeah.
And on rains at all on the desert and have fladium. You see? Yeah, fan on to me and call crying. Yes, I been a baby. I becca.
Okay.
But what I say, I eclipse by America.
Okay.
Do the me and coho. Yambraha, put a chain, yam me perceive me what Yahweh has for me, you, your generation, and our people. If he has eyes on us, what are his plans for us?
His plans are good and not of evil. It is written and captured in the Bible.
Okay.
So every plan that he has for the individuals in Ghana are meant purposely for goodness, the goodness of the people, right? So then, if you want to touch individuals in a collective way, right? Politics is one of the avenues that you can use to touch majority of the people. So let's say if there's a presidency that comes to say that matete fuel so to one city, it will touch the poor, it will touch the rich, right? And so one of the avenues that God can use to bless even his own people and even the church, right, and even individuals is through politics, because they make the laws. So they make the rules.
Only politicians, no?
Very. Why not?
Only momo.
He knows every person on earth.
Or show.
Very. Everything.
What is he doing about it?
That is meant for who created the doom. So it's not human beings who created it.
Since he's telling us who win, no, I didn't plan, I didn't help. No, the many no what's the
So sometimes the help comes when somebody is taken from a position that he is unfit and unworthy to manage. Then he brings in somebody else, right, to bring that kind of, if you like, lessen the burden for that person. So it's like reshuffling of human beings, right? Sometimes he can allow somebody to take a position not because the person is coming to do something good, but somebody can be at the back burner and say, I can do it, like the way you are one of my favorite, if you like, interviewees, right? Somebody can be watching and say, oh, the question is asking, it's not even asking it better. I can do much better than that person, right? So in order for that person to be disgraced, God can allow that person to have that platform.
To be mobile for disgrace.
Oh yes, because sometimes you can be you can have the mechanics, right, to be loud and for people to hear you and believe that what you are saying is really true. But the point is, how would you say, how would somebody say that what you are saying is untrue unless you are given the opportunity? So the opportunity must be given to you first to do what you claim you can do. And then if you cannot do it, then what happens? Then there can be a reshuffling. So it's like you have put yourself in shame. So sometimes there's a spiritual endorsement that is not meant for good, but it is meant for good in disguise. That is to say that the person is having the loudest mouth behind, if you like, closed doors. It has come to the public also. If only you have the mechanics that people believe in you. Not all, but I'm saying that if you have the mechanics that, if I'm not into politics and I enter into politics, I become so popular. NDC and NPP is a major political platform, right? Now, fast forward, I become the flag bearer of that major political party. Obviously, I have my fan base that are going to vote for me, even if the floating voters or what have you don't vote for me. Now, the loudest noise that I make, that I pay people, I bribe people to do other things and all those things, can influence people. Now, let's be quite reasonable with ourselves. There are always going to be people who are vulnerable in the system, and they can easily believe in lies. And politics is also by majority. It's numbers. So all you have to do is to make sure that you get the numbers, and then you become the person. That's what I'm saying. That you see, he is the master. Yes, he is the master tactician.
I don't remember the title. Not America for party be who say a particular person winning, but because of your popular antino, pushing the coy no confirm and him wipe his disgrace, fast slim guy way black be now okasa or who to say joker no your campaign, but he won. As somebody to say, hey.
So you see, that is also there.
Enjoy Yankopon no tesro or Ghana. Or bet me predict politics. But who you pain?
He doesn't predict.
Okay,
he
knows.
Can
tell us.
Yes, he knows.
Tell us about who will win.
Yes.
I don't know every 4 years, Anna.
No. The one who created, from where I'm coming from, the one who created all things knows. He doesn't predict.
Matthias, say or catch about 4 elections in Kuma.
Oh yes, is the election scrolls that I normally do.
That's
receive.
What I'm saying.
Yes, I got it now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The scrolls now, about their open winning. Said the nipa say or ye loud or baby good anymore say I know be really people no. But that 4 years no. On can say be a doom so beba. Coronavirus beba. You get me? The things they be a flood beba. On can any of those?
No.
On any of those.
These are natural, with the example that you just cited, especially with the flood. These are natural disasters, not created by man. So for natural disasters that is of nature, it cannot be captured in the screw, and it is not in my screw that is given to me.
Okay,
right?
So I know I just want to know.
Yeah.
A movie now make an head of state. Almost that the Nibejina also umbrella and Nimbegu. And or minim say Yankupon or ye Dagon Yankupon, a Ark of the Covenant to the Mupumano, and Okofa you and mean to me. Until I'm not about so be good anymore, but obey we need at the end of the day. There's Yamia Catron. Be anywhere best a beba pimping because you've seen it first year, second year, third year, fourth year, right?
Yes.
And you believe so much in the screws.
Very. The reason is that once I'm a catcher, said your friend said 2012 no, I received it very late. I didn't know why, but there was supposed to be a death because if it had been given to me early, you see, I would have captured a wrong flag bearer because that flag bearer was going to win, was going to be the vice. So it was after that there was a death.
Then they say to me if I want to so be able to me and I'm a boy.
No, the American say so can I more the reasons why it cannot deflect. One of them is that if it can deflect, then it means that yet better to me the amount in 10 I'm a mere tro. Oh, Bibi to me as a son. Not just I said the whole show. Yes, ne Bibi to me as a son. And I go on only Bibi other. Precisely. I just said to where the screw is coming. Precisely. That just said baby a screw. That just said baby a screw ni fi ba no. Na enya no kre. Internet just said sanya me nyina no. E wo say eyi nyame yi fi na kwemu ansa no de sa screw na breme. We ne sa no. Me see ya de mami 2 years before the time. Now, if you go back 2 years, a lot has happened. I'm not sure if I go back, maybe Saturday crying, I feel maybe and a mama, you know, as flag bearer, any yama. So fast forward, if indeed it was given to me 2 years before, yeah, no flag bearer. She said, oh no, deep party in him was also for ne vice. They are out there doing their campaign and soliciting funds here and there and this and there's no reason for me to doubt because 2008, right, was authenticated. 2012, the same person glorified himself. 2016, the same person glorified himself. And 2020, the same person glorified himself. So if 1 was luck and 2 probably was coincidence, 3 cannot be. And 4 is complete. Because 4... We are not even doubting you. We are not even looking for evidence. Because what you have seen is what you are sharing with us. Accurately so. So we don't even need evidence. We have to say so much evidence. And I have to say, wow, boy.
What you are saying, we don't need evidence. You are telling us what you have seen.
Yes.
And this is a spiritual platform. We believe in obia ade awehu. What you are saying? Okay. Nti se wo kasa wo evidence say and na quite so of one or so come no say wehu me da. Who ni me wa baby? Maba wo fie da. Na to evidence oboa no. So
but that is not a form of evidence.
What I'm saying is,
I get you. I get all that you're saying, but I'm also just adding that that is not a form of evidence. So for me,
what is that? To you,
when you say who made that, it's not an evidence.
So per witness, or when him so can be there, it's my evidence.
Anyway,
we respect your visions and we appreciate you sharing it with us. At least we're saving Crofosika. Who first can name you? Na me fanya the partner so man for so more man t-shirt na be useless mwati bibia latu for today so and the alatu. Hey, what do you know about the archons?
Archons?
Yes.
I don't know anything about archons.
You don't know anything about them?
I don't know nothing about
Okay, that's
archons.
all right.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to heaven when you die?
I strongly believe so.
What is your concept of heaven?
My concept of heaven is a place that is isolated and eliminated from the people who cause so much pain, trouble in this side of the world, so that there can be clear segregation for people, because I'm very sure that there are some people that you don't like them and you wouldn't like them to be very close to you. And divine intelligence tells you that if the other side is going to be an internal life, you can't live with these people internally like that. How do you say a short? Two people be na sama or china we knew how be hunibium. Now honor so on the other.
What do you say? Simueni.
A simueni, and so there has to be a separation.
Yeah, almost.
It is a separation, you know. It is a separation, you know, and a good nibakose and the evil message. Precisely. Thank you.
Where do you belong? In Giant and punching.
Let's say I will go to heaven. I belong to the good people.
Maybe what's a Bible I can say
the sheep. And the goats, yes.
Where do you belong?
I belong to the sheep.
Do you join?
I belong to the sheep.
Do you join?
I belong to the sheep.
So you are sheep?
I belong to the sheep.
You join. You join me. I will see almost your time now, so I'm enjoying, but almost your time, you know. As a brother, your last words, especially to those who are going to waste their money, tell them to bring it to me.
Okay. In which form are they going to waste their money? Tell me.
Your last words.
No, you said those who are going to waste their money. So I'm saying in which form are they going? I need to know in which form they are going to waste their money.
So in 2 minutes, advise the politicians, since you have the scrolls, and advise the public and those who follow political parties and all that. Advise them on how they should behave and and juju their akuma. And then when you are done, if there are social media handles and all that, then you add. So we are good to go.
All right. Ebusafo, I want to tell you people that when it comes to politics, nyamisa wum, you don't have to follow it with your heart. What you have to do is to be a good citizen. Whether it is A that is coming to power or it is B that is coming to power, there is always going to be somebody who is going to be in power, because as a nation, we need fathers, we need leaders. Sometimes it is ukokromotino be take a decision. But at the end of the day, it's the majority that carries the vote. And if you find out that you belong to the minority, in good faith, accept the results and pray that whoever has become the newly elected leader will come with things that will make Wabra Bono akoso. There is a reason why we suffer, because there is also a reason why people enjoy in life. You don't suffer forever. Joy is knocking on your door. And joy is coming. And so know that when this joy is coming, you have to put up a very good behavior and be a good citizen, as Nanado has always told us. Don't be a spectator, but this year, go and make sure and vote. Social media handles. Social media handles. If you go to Juno Mamacita YouTube, the rest will follow. Juno Mamacita, aka the Heavenly Scottish, aka the ordained poet, aka Maame.
Thank you for coming. We do appreciate this God that believe in leadership and believe in fathership will bring us a father and a leader who is coming to disgrace himself. God is doing cha-cha with us. Makramo